What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm testing my knowledge on cartoon characters. I found this website where I can drag color sliders to match the color off memory of different cartoon characters, whether that be SpongeBob, Eric Cartman, Homer, Tom and Jerry, and even other stuff like Goku that I don't know much about because I had not watched anime before, but we're going to go off memory of what I know and test everything there. Let's jump into it. So as you can see here in front of me, I have SpongeBob, and I have the sliders where I can make him like pink, I can make him red, make him green, make him blue, but obviously we know he's yellow. So we're going to go up here, we're going to bring the brightness up, because SpongeBob's pretty bright, like that, but he's also a bit more pale. Let's see if I can make him like that right there. That's SpongeBob. If you're telling me that's not closer, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, maybe he was maybe he was more saturated. Yeah, 100 saturation. So that maybe I don't remember it. I might have thought it was like the old unsaturated kind of colors. But Ben 10, he's green. Is he bright green? Yes. Honestly think, hold on, let me go there. That's honestly really good. From off memory, I know he's a bright green if I go here, but it's not like, 100, just like SpongeBob is. I think that's perfect. Okay, no, it's more of a lime yellow. Dang, maybe I really don't know. Who is Banana Man? Well, I mean, if he's Banana Man, he's probably yellow. Let's go more of like a, what looks more like a banana. Let's just go with that. I've never heard of this guy, but that kind of matches the blue, like aesthetically, and then it makes sense, yellow, because of Banana Man. Okay, my closest one yet. Wow. Okay, I watch plenty of South Park. Eric Cartman is red, but he's more like a maroon kind of red, if I remember correctly. I don't think he's more of like a gray. That's starting to look like it. Hold on, I can cheat if I look down here. But I'm not going to. There's all these, but I'm just going to try not look at them to not cheat. Let's go darker, maybe right there. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, he was brighter. Dang. I thought he had darker clothes, but I guess not. 8.84 there. Okay, Gumball. He's blue. He's a bit lighter. He's not this light. And he's more of a grayish. Not that gray though. Let's make him a bit brighter. Can make him a bit more blue. That's starting to look more like him. Maybe in between there. Hold on. I think we're getting somewhere. Like he's not that blue, but he's not just gray. Make him a bit darker. Off of memory, I think that's pretty good. 8.9. Okay, so he was brighter. It's a 2011 version, so it's not like the most updated version, which makes it hard. 8.38. I personally don't think that's a bad score. Ben 10, I should have gotten a lot closer. 6.93. You're ranked top 39%. Okay, not great. So we're going to try another one. Who am I doing? Finn the Human's backpack? I'm supposed to remember his backpack color. Dude, I have no clue. Let's just make it pretty bright. But Dude, what? I don't remember his backpack color. Let's just match his shorts. Maybe that's it. We're just gonna go with blue because I don't remember his backpack color off the top. Oh, never mind. Green. Sorry, I said I wasn't gonna cheat, but so I'm just gonna go with that. 8.46. I would not have guessed green. That just yellow, green, and blue just doesn't seem like it matches that well to be a show. Okay, so lowest is about like a teal. If we make it like that, pretty much. But I think it's a bit darker. Let's put this about there. Like, it's not that dark. It's about here. Let's mess with these colors a bit. Is it a bit more blue or a bit more green? I'm gonna go with that because that should be pretty close. 9.46. I really can't tell a difference here. Like, I really can't tell a difference between these two. Even though it's 9.46, I can... There's very slightly, like, you can see the line right in the middle right here. But there's not much of a difference for 9.46. Why is Winnie the Pooh blue? Well, he was... Honestly, this. No, he wasn't darker. Ooh, it wasn't that orange. There we go. Hold on. He was about there. That's the Winnie Pooh that I remember. More orange than that. Wow. Okay, 9.35. It's not bad. Let's see, I was 11 off the hue. Not too far off the other ones. Perry? Can I just go with that? It was a bit darker. This is like such a weird picture. I don't know why he's swinging in front of Isabella, but I think that's pretty much Perry the Platypus right there. Like, if you show me that, I would say that's the correct color. He's brighter. Okay. Am I just like seeing the world in a dark, in like a darker tone or something? Because every single time someone's gotten brighter. Also, Bender's more gray, but he also has like a slight tint of blue. I'm not going straight gray, because he had just a bit of blue like that to make him not super bright, but not, ooh, not that. But yeah, let's make him a bit darker. Try and put a bit more blue in him. I think that honestly might be pretty good, because he has the like gray. He's pretty much gray because he's a robot, but he has that like slight blue tint to him, which is why I put it more towards gray but still in the blue, and he's a lighter shade. Okay, so he was lighter than that. It says I have perfect memory even though I got 9.54. So yeah, I should have gone, dang, I wasn't that close realistically. 9.03, so we improved. But we're going to try and get over 9 on each of them and also not cheat like I did with the fin. So, still not going to do that. I've never watched One Piece, and I'm doing his shorts. Why do I feel like he's wearing like cuff jeans? That just, blue just seems right. Like there, that just seems right. 8.89. Okay, so he was blue. I'm like, I've seen pictures and stuff, but I've never watched the show. So it's based off like random pictures that I've seen maybe once every like 8 months. Because it's not like I don't watch it. And it's not like I see him a lot. So honestly, blue is a pretty good guess. 8.89 is not bad for not really watching the show. Homer is not that saturated white. Hold on. Actually, this is the older ones. Hold on. I don't think he's that orange. Can I go... He's not dark, I know that, because he's not here. And he's not like here. No, that's more towards green. That's too tan. Let's go with right there. Like a slight hue of orange, but mostly yellow, pretty bright. This is 1989 version though. So maybe a bit more there. Like the original version, Homer was kind of more pale. But we're just going to go bright. 9.74. I can see the difference here. So maybe I'm just green colorblind when I couldn't see the one on lowest. But 9.74, I think that's our best one. I don't remember. Pikachu is this yellow. Oh, it's his cheeks? Hold on, aren't those like red? I feel like it's not like that bright of red, but it's also not dark. I feel like there maybe? Let's try and bring the red down a bit. Bring this up. I think it might be that. 9.54, that's pretty good. He was one off, dang. And then the shade was, I think S's shade was only 5, so that's not bad. In total, we get like 5 points off, which I don't know how this is that close. Me at a 9.54. Patrick wears green shorts, and it's bright green. Well, it's more of a dull green like that. Let's move not towards teal, not towards yellow. About there. Like, I know it's not that, but I also know it's not gray. This is hard, because I feel like none of these are the colors I imagine. Maybe make it a bit darker. Or a bit lighter, that's what I meant. I'm gonna go with that. It does not seem right. I don't think he wore a minty green. But like, I really can't think of anything better than that. It's more of a lime green. Okay, 8. It's not great. I'm rapping out here. Call me Drake. His album was terrible, by the way. Also, Donald's blue, like this blue. I'm just gonna quick fire it right there. 8.68. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have quick fired. Maybe I should have thought through more. But 8.99 on that average. So we went down. I still want to try and get 9 or higher. Follow him. We literally just saw Pikachu. Why are we green? And it was more like a bit more of a dull yellow, like that. No, less green. Not orange. Right there is what we're gonna go for Pikachu. 9.07. Okay, so it was more orange than it was yellow. Even though we just saw it, we couldn't figure it out. The beanie, that's honestly the right color. If we go here, I think that's perfect. 7.82. Okay, so it was more light. It was not teal. I guess it is light blue. Okay. Yo, what? 1982, what? I don't know this. Or what seems like it fits? Let's just. I feel like she'd be like a ginger. I feel like I'm just playing a coloring book with this round. I really don't know. Pummuckles here from Meister Eder und sind Pummuckle. Dude, what? I mean, I'm just gonna guess, because I just searched it up, so I cheated. But what? Is this a German book? To show. But is it German? Yeah, West German, Austrian, Hungarian children's series. I'm not gonna know that. Okay, Beavis. I know Beavis and Butthead. I'm cultured there. Even though I'm not realistically wasn't around when I was growing up. I mean, not really, like you should really watch it growing up. But I know it did reboot a few years ago. And Beavis has more blonde hair, but it's more like a dirty blonde, kind of. Like there. That's what we're gonna go with. That's definitely wrong. Okay, it was like a ginger blonde, kind of. So again, I went more yellow when it was more orange with both him and Pikachu. So not that great. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were more like a green. Hold on. Do I just fire it there? I think so. 9.25. That's not bad. I think they should probably just change it to my color, not me change my color. 8.76. They're not great. Somehow Eric Cartman was our worst one when I didn't know this. Mickey shorts are red, but they're like a bright red. Do we just fire that? No, they're not that saturated. They're like that. That should be pretty good. Dude, we're not that far off to get 8.64. I mean, I guess saturation was way too high. Kind of put the modern day Mickey, not Steamboat. This is not Steamboat Willie. It's not the 1928 cartoon, but okay. His tie, that's red. It's bright red. With like a little bit of tone down. I think that might be pretty good. There we go. Right there. 9.47. Hey, I just put that down so I was closer, but I put the saturation too far down. Really not a difference. I can see this. But if you just look here from what I had to what's there now, I couldn't tell you. Tom's body fur. Well, he's kind of. I'm not like saying he's Bender, but. Oops, I did not mean to do that. But he's like blue. Like gray, but like a slight tint of blue. Where he's like that. He's not that dark. I'm just thinking there's pretty good. He was lighter. Okay. So he was lighter in that. I just think, personally, if I was making a show, now there's a whole reason why I'm not making a show, because I don't know what I'm saying, so take this with a light note. I would have gone with my gray instead of his gray. I've never seen this, but I know about him a bit where I know it's blue. How blue, do you ask? It's a good question. Is he bright blue? No, it seems like he should be like there. Let's go with that. Okay, he's darker blue. So I was on the right, like, track for not knowing him that well. I don't even know his name. I mean, it says All Might, so I should know his name. It's right there. But without reading that, I could not tell you his name. Avatar is light blue, so that's just, but it's like a faded out blue. If so, my best way to describe it is like water. If you watched Avatar, you know. But like, the best way I can describe this kind of blue is just, if you think like water, you can kind of think right. Okay, it was more of a grayish. 9.2. I feel like this is more off than some of the other ones that have gotten worse scores on. But again, we don't get we get a 9.01 average, so we get over 9 on average, but I still didn't get my lowest score over 9, which is what I want, so we're going to keep trying it. She has like army jeans. It's kind of how I want to describe it, where it's like darker green. Like, not gray. Like there. Okay, more army green than what I was at. I said army green, I didn't go army green. That's what's crazy. Okay, Peter's green. Let's just fire it there. Okay, I put more darker green. Like I said, I'm like, am I living in just this miserable life where I'm just thinking of stuff as darker? Is that what this is? And is that what I'm realizing with all this? Okay, Pink Panther is more of like a salmony color rather than a pink. How do I make salmon though? Like, that's how a Pink Panther should look, but it has a more, I think he's more of this. I know he's pretty much a lighter tone, which is why I have the brightness up and the saturation down. So I'm going to go with that. Oh, not that. Hold on. Go back up. Put this down a bit. I'm going to go with that. That is most likely Pink Panther. 8.84. So I needed to go brighter. Yeah, brightness 100. But I had the saturation correctly. And the hue wasn't too far off. So which is why I don't get 8.8. If I get the saturation perfectly, why do I get an 8.84? 16, like 22 total points off. He has green hat, but it's pretty much, oh, not there. I think it's maybe there. Dude, what? What? Experiencing like a Mandela effect or something with this with this video I'm doing right now. Cause what do you tell me Goofy's hat was that light green? Okay, well Shaggy had like here, right? Oh. Let's not do that now. honestly, I might just put saturation fully up. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, I went brighter this time. Okay. See, I'm not depressed and I'm not thinking everything dark. But I did get my worst score. I get a 6.37 and a 6.25 here from 2 shows I grew up watching. That just doesn't make sense. Okay, Bugs Bunny is there. Fire. He's brighter. 7.35. How do I... Okay, it wasn't really close at all. Morty has a yellow shirt. It's a bit more dull, bit more of like there. Let's make it brighter. Put the saturation down. And go with, hold on, put the saturation back up a bit and go with that. 9.72. It says I got perfect memory. That's not far off. The hue is perfect. The saturation 1 off. And the brightness 3 off. Personally, I think that should be higher than a 9.72. That should be where I'm getting all these like 9.8s and stuff like that. Oh, Kenny's orange. I love Kenny. Favorite South Park character, by the way. So I should get this as close as possible. That seems pretty good to me. No, I don't think he's... I'm gonna go with that, because that doesn't seem right. I didn't think he was just completely one tone, which is throwing me off. Because I thought his hood was slightly brighter than this, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh my goodness. A 9.95. That puts me in the 4th best. This is probably average though, so I can't say that. But the hue is 1 off. The saturation perfect. The brightness 1 off. Like I said, Kenny is my favorite character from like any show. Even though he doesn't talk. He goes meh 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 meh. Favorite character. It's pretty much how I can describe it. Well, the beak, that's more of orange because it's a duck. Because it's Donald Duck. Honestly, there might be pretty good. We're going to fire it again. 9.2. We're on a good track. I think I already messed this one up earlier. Dude, I was not looking at his bow tie, but it is a red. It's not that bright a red, I can tell you that. I think saturation is high. It's not orange. What if I go here instead? We're going to go with that. It was darker red. Okay. What was throwing me off is the tie seemed like it matched the shirt, but the mouth didn't look right. The mouth was way too bright. An 8.96, so we didn't get 9 or higher and everything. But like I was saying, if these two were different colors, I don't know, I didn't know that they were the exact same color with the mouth and the bow tie, but I would have guessed the mouth. If I focused on the mouth, I probably would have guessed closer to this because that's a mouth color. The tie seemed like it should have been brighter with the bright blue and the yellow. 9.04. Okay, so I got Bugs Bunny terribly wrong. But the rest of this is amazing. 9.72, 9.95, 9.2, and 8.96. Johnny Bravo pants. Why would I even be looking at his pants? I don't know. Is he wearing jeans? Just seems like some type of Johnny Bravo type of stuff right there. lighter blue. Okay, so this is just a scrap one because I'm just trying to get perfect, so we're just gonna skip through this. I don't really care to play those. Charlie Brown. Look, 3 taps. That's all it needs. That is all it needs. 9.1. Brightness probably should have been higher. Saturation probably should have been higher. But, alright, Jake's orange. Again, 3 taps is all it needs. 9.6. Dude, I watched Dragon Tales growing up. I didn't know there was some dude named Ord. What, bro? All I remember is like the kids. Paw. Whoa. 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 I'm just gonna go with this. That seems right. 9.2. Genius. We might actually get our first 9-point round. SpongeBob. Let's put him more yellow. We're gonna brightness all the way up, saturation all the way up. He's a happy man. So, think in the mind of a writer or an artist, happy person, bright colors, perfect correlation. Boom, 9.73. All I had was 3 of the hue off. But look at that. Saturation 100, brightness 100. I'm a genius. Okay, we learned this last time. It's more of like a lime. Rather than just like a bright green, it's more of a lime. It honestly matches his eyes. That's probably what I should have done the first time I did this. Because I should have went to match his eyes. And that's pretty well matched. We're going to go with maybe a bit more of there. And we're going to go boom. 8.56. Should have went brighter and more saturation, yeah. I went to match his eyes. That's clearly not matching his eyes. So that would have been the run that would have got us there to 9. But that's not. Okay, Banana Man. We're going to do 3 clicks. Never mind, it's more than 3 clicks. Sure, banana. 9.41. Eric Cartman's jacket is red. Oh. There. 8.91. Okay. Skip past this and retry. The rest of the characters I probably would have known there. That's what sucks. 3 clicks. Boom. 9.8. Why did I make the Cheeto Man? Boom. Bright color. 9.45. Can't even tell a difference there. How is that a 9.45? I'm staring at it. I can't figure out a line. Bender. Boom. Boom. Make him a bit more blue. Boom. 9.5. Hold on, we're speedrunning this. We saw this before. It was blue. It was like a... like there. 9.22. Hold on. We're going to have to lock in on this one. Alright. Moment of truth. Very yellow. Old cartoons seem to be a bit... off of my memory, old cartoons were like low saturation. But for some reason, they have high saturation for these photos. Even though it says 1989, which I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking it's asking me for 1989 colors. But this picture's not from 1989. This picture's from early 2000s where they were bringing the saturation up and everything. We got color on TVs. We got like 4K TV. I don't think there was 4K TVs in 2000. But it was like higher graphics and everything. So they brought the saturation up. made everything more lively. And now we're getting over 9, 9.26, 9.3 average. Look at that. 9.8 from Winnie the Pooh. 9.45 from Perry the Platypus. 9.5 from Bender. 9.22 from, I think, Luffy from One Piece. We're just going to go the guy from One Piece. I think Luffy. Not 100% sure. And then finishing off with a 9.26 from Homer to get the all 9 and above colors. It only took me about 20 attempts. Probably show that up on screen now, how many attempts it took me, or just go to the video account. Why should I do the work? You can do it. Just kidding. But anyways, that will wrap it up. If you enjoyed, like, comment some more video ideas of random website games or random Steam games or random any other games that you want me to see me play. Maybe I do more quizzes if you like this style. Maybe I do some like BuzzFeed quizzes. You know, everyone was always interested in those growing up. See what Harry Potter character I am or something. I don't know. But hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.